Hi, and welcome to the CDM Module 4, Coming Up with a Team Best Solution. The purpose and objective to completing this module is to communicate and collaborate in a very effective and respectful way so that the team can design a solution for their challenge. Before we begin the next module, it's important to review where you are with the CDM. Selecting the team challenge is something that the team has already been able to accomplish. Understanding the problem, and also researching on what already exists and suggesting ways to improve. Now you're ready to do the Team Best Solution module. Step 1. Compile all the research that the team generated and make sure it's displayed in a way where the team can see all the research and additionally the challenge. Okay, so what we're going to do today is a Crazy 8 activity. Crazy 8 activity, you're going to create a paper that has 8 areas that you can actually sketch. So the way you do that is you get a piece of paper, fold it, okay, make sure the crease is nice, okay, fold it again, okay, all right, and then fold it in the same direction one more time. Okay, and so here you have 8 positions. Now that you've created the canvas for the Crazy 8s activity, the students will have 1 minute to produce one sketch 8 times. So at the conclusion of the 8-minute session, you should have 8 pictorials or images or very short stories of information that will help the individual convey what the best solution might be. So in this step, students experiment and try many different variations of a potential solution. So as you can see in this video, students are just going through the process and jotting down all sorts of types of information. At the conclusion of this activity, students are asked to circle the ones they feel are most viable to attempt the next step, which is the best solution per person. Step 3, individual best solution. In this step, individuals will use the research from the prior step and the Crazy 8s activity to generate their best solution. As you see here, this is an example of what they should be able to produce. On a full sheet of paper, students are asked to put 3 5x3 yellow stickies in column form. From there, the students can actually break their sketch into 3 different parts. They can add descriptors and have pictorials to represent their idea. This enables students to actually share without the fear of being able to be the best person that can sketch. It's also very important to point out that there is no talking in any of these steps. Work is done individually so individuals can actually process at their pace. And additionally, less distraction. Students will have approximately 20 to 30 minutes to complete their full page sketch. At the conclusion, they will post their full page sketch on a board so it can be evaluated by the team. Each individual actually did an original sketch, a full page sketch of their potential solution. We're ready for the next step. So step 1. Step 1 is to read silently all the different sketches. In the meantime, when you're reading the sketches, we would like to be able to use the technique that we learned prior, the how might we's. The how might we's are used so that we can make comments, suggestions, or provide feedback that the team might want to consider in the next step. Once that occurs at the end or during, you're going to place the how might we on the actual sketch via below or to the side. Okay? So we will have a total of 5 minutes for this step. Once the feedback how might we session is completed, the next step in the process is to have each student present a very quick 1-minute explanation, clarification of their best sketch. It's important to point out that this is not the time where you're trying to sell your idea. This is just to illustrate the intent of the best solution, so there's no misunderstandings of the intent. In addition, students are also encouraged to do how might we's during this session so that ideas and feedback will not be lost. It's important also to point out that this is not a debate session and a back and forth session. This is a one-way communication so that students can comment through feedback that they can actually display on the board. So as you can see, students are listening actively and also providing feedback in a way that can be captured. This is an example of what is expected at the end of this session. Now we're ready for the final step, and that's the evaluation of your peers. As you can see here, each student will have 2 blue dots to actually select which sketches that they felt best addressed the solution. This enables students to actually share and be able to provide feedback in a way that is most beneficial to the team. However, it's also important to point out that if you don't select your own, the actual sketch will be removed. This enables everybody an opportunity to share equally.
Can you tell us a little bit about the sprint? How do you think it helped students going through the process?
It helped the students stay focused and on task well so that they can make the best ideas that they can possibly make.
Can you give us an example of how what the team did today, specifically how this was better than a prior way of trying to solve a solution?
Yeah, so one of the things we did today was we did something called a Crazy 8, and that really helped the participants create a ton of different ideas, and some of the ideas that they may not have created in a different process.
Would you recommend this process for other disciplines?
I would highly recommend this process because for how amazing the product that comes out of it is amazing compared to the amount of time that the process takes.
Last question. Do you think this helps with communication and collaboration within a team?
Yes, it helps a lot.
How?
You're always putting out exactly what has to be done and what we're planning to do in the future. And that just helps everyone stay on the same page and keep the communication good.
Does this help with members that might dominate the conversation of the direction? And if so, how?
Yeah, so often everyone is not allowed to talk to each other, so it helps people be unbiased from others' views.